This was the solution for me to be able to finally fall asleep very quickly. And I'm not going to recommend you that you use this immediately. This is melatonin, and it's not a small dose. It's 5 milligrams. It's a lot. But I'm going to explain to you a few things in this video that made me reach to using melatonin, because it was my last resort. And I perceive taking melatonin pills like you're like nuking your body. Like this is the last resort. Like you tried everything, nothing worked, you do that. So I want to walk you through a few things that you need to keep in mind while you're trying to help yourself fall asleep faster before you jump into melatonin. Because most likely the problem is not melatonin or even magnesium, which I'm going to talk about in this video. Most likely the problem is in your nervous system. Now you may be like, what does my nervous system have to do with my sleep? I'm going to explain everything in this video, but let me tell you, I've been struggling to fall asleep very quickly for a very long period of time. And when I say that, I mean months. I'm sleeping after an hour, after 2 hours of going to bed. And now I'm able to fall asleep within 10, 15 minutes, which is amazing. And I'm able to sleep more in the same amount of window of time. So the first thing that you need to do is that you need to look at your circadian rhythm. This is basically the internal clock that you have in your body that makes your body and brain releases certain chemicals to make you fall asleep, such as melatonin. And when you want to wake up, it releases different chemicals to get you to wake up. This clock needs to be in sync with night and day. If every single day you sleep at a different time, and you wake up at a different time, then your circadian rhythm is screwed. And nothing can help you do that unless you fix that now. So the way you can fix it is that you need to start going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time. You need to put an alarm, not just to wake up, but you need to put an alarm to sleep and put an alarm on your phone to remind you to go to fucking bed, okay? You cannot go to bed at different times every single day. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you need to have a big enough window for bedtime. There's a difference between bedtime and actually sleeping. Like people, when they say like, I sleep 8 hours. I go to bed at 11 and I wake up at 7. That's 8 hours. I sleep 8 hours. No. It takes you maybe 10 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours to actually fall asleep. And that's when we start counting how many hours you're sleeping. So you need to have at least 9 hours between you going to bed, not falling asleep, but going to bed and waking up. You need to have 9 hours because your body needs between 7 to 8 hours. So that worst case scenario, it takes you an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and you're sleeping 7.5 to 8 hours, which is what your body needs. Okay? So the first one is you need to have like a clock, a reminder on your phone to remind you when to go to sleep and when to wake up. The second thing is that you need to have a big enough window. Now, the third thing that I want to tell you about is that you need to have some sort of a routine to help you wind down before you go to bed. So for example, eat dinner 3 hours minimum, 3 hours before you go to bed. Don't drink plenty of water before you go to bed. Make sure that you're not using a lot of screens before you go to bed because of blue light. What is blue light? Blue light is basically what the sun emits that signals to our body that it's morning, which helps release different chemicals. And screens emit the same blue light. So if you don't use blue light filters, that makes the screen a little yellowish, orangish. If you don't use those, then you have to use them. That's one. Two, when it comes to the screen, limit the amount of consumption of screen or limit the exposure to screens at least an hour before you go to bed. The other thing is that when it comes to screens is that don't watch stuff that brings a lot of stress or a lot of emotion or a lot of anger or even excitement 2 hours before you go to bed. So if there's a series that brings a lot of emotion, if you go like through X or Twitter and you read the news or anything that brings you a lot of stress before you go to bed, don't consume that. Because when you consume stuff that brings you a lot of stress, your nervous system right now is in a fight or flight mode. And when it's in the fight or flight mode, it's not going to rest. It needs you to stay awake to protect you from the stress that it feels. So these are the stuffs or the things that you need to have in your morning routine. In your night routine. When it comes to morning routine, It's very simple. Drink plenty of water, don't eat junk food, and expose yourself to the sun for at least 10 minutes a day between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's the best time where your body can get not your body, but like the sun is releasing a specific amount of radiation, healthy radiation to your body that helps you wake up more. That's what it's when it comes to your morning routine. Now, if you're doing all of that and you're sleeping in at the same time, you're waking up, or you're going to bed at the same time, and you're waking up at the same time, and still it doesn't work, then the first solution, because the problem here, you clicked on this video because you can't fall asleep fast. The first one is you need to look for earbuds. Maybe you're very sensitive to sound. Maybe like if there's small sound while you're trying to sleep, it makes you unable to sleep. And this is me. So I use these. These are Max, MACKS earplugs. You can these are like squishy, spongy earplugs. You can just put them in your ear, and they're gonna block 95% of the sounds outside. They're pretty good. Highly recommend them. Now, if you also do that and you're still unable to stop falling asleep, then probably you have very low amounts of magnesium in your body. This is where you need to start taking pills of magnesium. As you can see here, I already take one, and I've been taking magnesium for a very long time. Magnesium is really good. It's going to help you massively with being able to fall asleep fast. Start taking one pill a day. I think this one is 50 milligrams, I think. Not pretty sure how much the dose is. It says here they're 160, 410. I don't know which one is it. But ask your doctor, ask them for a good dose of magnesium, and start taking that. But not only that, don't only take the pills. Eat food that has magnesium. So almonds, kajou, spinach. You can Google it or ChatGPT it. The food that brings you a lot of magnesium, that has a lot of magnesium, bananas, for example, tuna. Eat a bunch of magnesium food. It's gonna massively help you with being able to fall asleep. Okay? Magnesium is really good. Now, if you've been eating magnesium a lot and you're still unable to fall asleep within 10 to 15 to 20 minutes, let's say that it's taking you 40 minutes or an hour to fall asleep, that's when you would resort to the last solution, which is melatonin. This is my recommendation. Don't go to melatonin first thing. This should be your last resort, okay? Because you must never get your body to rely on an external source of melatonin. Your body, your brain releases melatonin. So it shouldn't be used to external sources, okay? But this is what I recommend if you tried everything for enough period of time, and if it doesn't work, we try that. Now, when I Googled about it, or when I searched it on ChatGPT, Claude, etc., they mentioned that you should take a very small dose, which is 0.3 milligrams to 1 milligram. This is 5 milligrams. Now, the reason I took that is because the pharmacist that I went to, he recommended this. And when I bought it, I did not know that 5 milligrams is a lot. So I don't recommend you to take 5 milligrams. I only took one pill. There's 100 pills in this. I only took one. And I'm gonna only take these pills if I haven't been eating magnesium for a very long time. I'm not able to sleep. I'm not able to fall asleep. This is the last solution. That's the reason I gave you the analogy of nuking your body. This is the last solution. But I highly recommend that you don't go to do it unless you go through everything else that I explained to you. And if you still have these issues, then I want you to comment below. Tell me more about it. I would love to help you. And if you have any bad habits or addictions that you want to quit for good, then check the link in the description or in the pinned comment. There's a free community that you can join, and it has a 2-hour course that I designed that will help you completely break your bad habits and addictions. And this course, I've combined everything I know in it that allowed me to help over 180 members to break their bad habits and addictions. I put all that knowledge into this free course, and I would love to help for you to go through that course, use it, and get help. I'll see you there. Thank you so much.